welcome back to another episode of Citizens United. I'm your host, John, with my friend and host,
Hi.
Noelle. Robin's here too,
Hi, everyone.
doing her work.
Doing her work.
You all right over there?
Oh, yeah.
Good.
Robin's got that thug face on.
She's busy right now.
She looks like she's going in on someone.
Right.
I will be soon.
Hey, Chris, Dawn, and Kim.
Hey, guys.
Hello,
Hi,
everyone.
guys.
So what do we got? We should go right at it,
Yeah,
right off the top. Joy, is with us. Joy Murphy. Hi, Tracy. Joy Murphy is lives on 56th Street.
Yeah.
Contacted her when I saw part of what she was saying about the landlord. And well, here, let's talk to her. Hey, Joy.
Hi.
How are you?
Crazy. Life is nonstop. So.
Yeah, I hear a little bit about your story, and oh my God, I can relate to yours 100%.
I'm sorry you can relate to it in this area. I mean, there's a lot of nice people, and the community will take you in. I mean, if you're needing something, there's so many community resources and stuff like that. But I'm sorry you've gone through some of this stuff. It's insane.
Yeah, with the landlord, and I mean, that's why I got into the problems I have now. But what's going on? Like, what's going on with your situation?
So we live on 56th Street, and you know the rat issue because one of my neighbors actually spoke to you.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, those things, you can't have a garden out here. They shoot through our car. To the point we woke up like June 25th, and we couldn't go to Ride for Roswell. We couldn't help with that.
Oh wow.
Wow.
Yeah, we were stranded for 4 days. We were thankful for AAA. Here, you can't have a garden outside anyway because of the rats. And if you bring your plants outside, my house, I would garden all day if I could. And if you bring the plants outside, they'll die within a day, no matter how much you water them, no matter what you do to them. I just had a living Christmas tree die. We had to take to the back curb that we've had since Christmas. We tried taking it up the stairs to have on our porch, and the floor almost broke.
So, I know you've got some pictures. You sent us some pictures. I mean, we can get into them.
The house is bad. Our family has health issues anyway, but we believe the house has contributed to it.
Well, like the mold, do you think the black mold contributes to it?
Yes.
Because I experienced having health issues after living in my apartment with the black mold as well.
Oh God, how bad were yours?
Horrible.
Are you okay now?
I'm better. Once I moved out of there, I got a little, bit better, but I still feel a lot of what I have going on could be from that. I'm not sure, but I do know that once I moved out, though, once I was able to, because not everyone's able to move out right away, I had to get a lot of help, but I did feel a lot better once I was out of that area. But I still feel I have a lot of issues from the black mold.
How long did you live there?
About 3 years.
Oh yeah, it's
yeah. They painted over it. They painted over the black mold. They were just trying. The landlord just was covering the black mold, so we didn't know it was there for the longest time.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Now, who is I don't know if you want to say, but is your landlord a person who lives here? Is it someone out of town or?
No, somebody who lives here. 17th Street.
17th Street.
He lives on 17th Street. He can you can only get him when you threaten the building inspector.
Oh yeah, kind of like me.
It's great. We had the water tank, but so we've even gotten I recommend Buffalo Energy. And a couple months ago, we've had our water shut off a couple of times because the pipes were so bad. Long story short, we had Buffalo Energy come through there. Buffalo Energy will also help your landlords. They'll do things for your landlords. They'll do things for your tenants. They'll do things for homeowners. They recommended our landlord even offered him a very low price to get the water heater replaced 2 years ago. It was busted about a month ago, and we were without water for a day and a half. About a day, I'm sorry. And my husband had to threaten not to pay rent and other things just to get him here within a few hours after that.
Yeah, you got it. Because honestly, I don't think I'm pretty sure that it's the thing. If they don't fix something, I'm pretty sure you don't have to pay rent until they fix it. I mean, they won't do it unless you threaten.
Right.
we've taken things off because we fixed things around the house.
Yeah.
Just random stuff. The windows, we have 3 broken windows in the house. What I sent you was a picture and these have been broken since we've been here.
Yeah.
It's like sometimes he'll be all right, but like it's weird. We do participate in any program we can. There's again, the area is filled with resources to help people, but it's insane.
What now? You said there's because we've been talking about rent for a long time.
Is my mom in the comment section at all, Robin? If she is, make sure she's paying attention to this.
She's not yet.
Okay, because my mom was a landlord, so she'd be able to tell her what her landlord should be and shouldn't be doing.
Now, your rent, our rent, we've been talking about rent because in our opinion, there's a housing issue in Niagara Falls because rents are skyrocketing. Like 17th Street is $1,100 a month. That's crazy. None of us can afford that. What are they threatening a rent thing on you increase?
Yeah, he's threatening to go anywhere between $1,200 and $1,400 a month from $900.
What's wrong with these people?
That's impossible.
Yeah.
How can you afford? You can't.
No,
none of us we can't afford that.
And I love when people try to say, "Well, then just get up and move." Yeah, okay, well, get up and move when you know what I mean. It's so ridiculous.
Yeah, no.
Landlords are a huge problem.
And we have a friend who is a landlord, and she's like, "I'm not going to do that to anybody." She goes, "I've looked at inflation. Our utilities are going up no matter what budget plan you have, no matter like if you can get HEAP and other things, but nobody can afford that.
No,
30% hike in rent."
In the comments, Don Wong says hers went from 800 to 1100.
Wow.
You got to be kidding me.
You know what, Tina? You're right. That's the name for it. Slumlord. That's a slumlord. There's too many around here.
Now, what can we legally do?
What I did, unfortunately, mine led to me hiring an attorney that was a rapist that I didn't know about. But I ended up winning my court case. I won my court case. My landlord was so nervous that he tried setting things up, like he tried to set me up in court and make us miss a month rent or whatever. So he pretended after we left, he had somebody serve us, and he had his friend serve the papers, and then had somebody else pick it up and sign my fiance's name on it, acting like we got served court papers, and he made us miss a court date. So I mean, he got caught with that. But what I did finally, only because I was able to, my mother helped me get out of there. I would take his ass to court. Take his ass to court. You could take him to court.
Real quick before we go back to Dawn says, I have multiple broken windows. My second floor has no electric and the roof leaks. Yeah, people are getting, this is a mess here in Niagara Falls because we are, when you look at the median income, it's under, what was it, Robin, 30? Was it under 30?
Yes.
Like 28,000 a year.
Yeah.
You can't pay rent.
I mean, look at
it's over. Yeah.
So, no, you take him to court. I feel like as soon as they know that they got to go to court, they're going to court, and you have all that on him, something's going to happen. I would. So I think it's only like $15 or $20 to even just get the paperwork and take him to court.
So you said the median income here is 28 grand. That's below poverty level.
Yeah, we are below. We have, well, I got to remember the numbers. 31% of residents are under the poverty level, but then you say 46% are in danger of being under. It's almost half the city is either below poverty or at that line of danger to being, and you see, that's why we've been saying this rent going up like this. Here, I got a perfect example. Someone on Facebook today, I didn't get a chance to get a hold of them, had said their next door neighbor with a husband, a wife, a little newborn, and a little girl were living out in the back in a tent because they had been evicted because they couldn't pay rent. And he was saying as of today, the police and CPS had come. So it's nuts.
Just want money. That's what ours was. We didn't want to fix nothing up. They just wanted their money, and it's terrible.
That can't be legal for them to be evicted like that, especially with family, with kids in the house.
Yeah, I no idea. I'll tell you though, Joy. Joy, my problem is I see more homeless. Well, actually, the homeless shelter. That's why the people are in a tent because there's no room. And when speaking to someone at the homeless shelter, they told me it's all family. A lot of families in there. It's not like it used to be like you'd have a person. These are families. This is disgusting. I
know a lot of people I've seen lately saying that they gotta go and move. And it's not easy to get up and move. Who wants to just get up and move? They just want their place taken care of like it should be. You know what I mean? You shouldn't have to do it yourself either. You shouldn't. We had to do that ourselves too, and it wasn't fair. Take that to court.
They don't have a lot of shelters in this county either. Niagara Falls especially. What is it? Daybreak just opened on Ontario.
Oh, okay.
They help. I mean, they help with showers and stuff like that and resources. Because I used to volunteer until inflation got so bad, like crazy around here.
Yeah, and the funny thing is they blame it a little bit on and I know inflation, but this was started a long time ago. Because remember when they jumped, things were being raised when the garbage tax went on, and then the water bill is going up 17% of a year for the next 3 years.
Yep.
So it's almost a 50% increase. I mean, this is out of hand. I don't know if we're going to have more homeless. There's going to be a lot of empty places.
I know.
Because
we're looking to leave in a year. We've got 10 months. We're looking to leave. My husband's going back on the road as a trucker because New York State, you're looking at if you're not getting Medicaid, you're getting between state tax and health insurance, you're getting a 40% tax out of your paycheck. Because we have the highest state taxes, especially on income in the nation.
Joy, are there any other people in your building? I don't know if it's like a one house or like a building with more, like I had 4 of them. But is it happening to other people in the apartment building? Like, do they have black mold too?
We're a detached White House. Like but we've had people we have a couple neighbors that have had to deal with some nasty rental issues.
Okay.
They've had to, a couple houses down, we have a friend who's dealing with that with their kids.
Do you know who previously owned that place? Because for me, what helped is I found somebody who previously lived in my apartment building before I did, actually a few different people, and they were able to say how they had to leave and everything because of the landlord and the black mold and everything, and it actually really helped. They were able to speak for me.
You don't mind if I write any of this down, do you?
Go for it.
No, sure.
Yeah, because that's what happened. I mean, I found like people from years and years and years.
Did you? That was a good idea. I never thought of that.
Yeah, I posted it up on Facebook publicly, actually, and then people were helping me find somebody, and they all said, "Oh my God, this is what we had to do. The landlord did this. This was broken. This was broken." So he tried blaming us for a lot of things. Come to find out, that stuff was already like that years ago.
We're with Joy Murphy, who lives on 56th Street here in Niagara Falls, who's having an issue with rent being raised almost $500 or being at least threatened, and all kinds of bad, the mold and stuff. Where is the leaking coming from?
We've had the pipes, like it'll leak into the kitchen. I sent like one little picture of the corner there. He tried fixing that. You can't really. Sometimes it'll still leak when you take a shower. That's where I showed you the brown, like where he fixed over the tile and nothing was covered over that.
Oh yeah, there we are.
Yeah, that's one of the pictures. It used to leak like it was raining into the kitchen every time you took a shower or a bath. And then it's like we have a 3-story, and then where you're looking at is there's a couple of places that are leaking into the roof. Like there's a couple of places in the attic it needs a new roof. That's what Buffalo Energy said.
Right.
And it goes from there. There's a couple places leaking in the attic. We've purged dramatically. Just go, nope, we don't want. My husband wants to put things in a storage unit so things don't get damaged. And when we had the flooding, when the water heater went, you can't keep much here because of all this either. So you never know where it's going to leak at.
And Joy, and you said it right. You don't want to leave. It's hard to leave. It's not only hard. It's not only a bitch to try to find a place. Right. The whole packing and going. Right. No one wants to.
Nobody wants to get up and move, and it's just all because the landlord can't do what slumlord can't do what they're supposed to be doing. It's ridiculous.
Buy anyway, but we're like, it's between. We want to leave. You know how it is. You want to leave on your own terms.
Right. You don't want to be told what to do.
Does this person own a bunch of places, or don't you know?
Yeah. Hussein.
What was that?
The name is I might get in trouble for it, but Yassim Hussein.
Okay.
Goes by Sam. I'll admit it. I don't
Why
care.
have I heard that name?
Owns a lot of places.
So,
I don't know. So Joy, what's your next? What do you guys? So you're planning on getting out of there in the next 10 months?
by next school year. Yeah, we're hoping to. My husband's going back over the road because we're like, we've got our family's a medical family. My my oldest is autistic. I've got my own issues. I'm hoping the migraines help slow down a little bit. And I've got another musculoskeletal thing. It's a mess. I don't care. But yeah, because the industrial thing with Covanta and everything, you never know. I mean, you're afraid to have your kids play in the backyard because of the rats. You're certainly not going to put a swing set back there.
Right.
Stuff like that. I mean, you got to take your kids to the city parks, which are awesome here. We're planning to move. Besides being taxed to death and the conditions of the house, I mean, people up here can be amazing, but you got to cut your losses.
Right.
Yeah. No.
The migraines, I remember I mean, I always had migraines, but the migraines were brutal when I was there.
I'm sorry. How from when you moved, when did they lessen?
Took maybe a year, a little over a year or so. I actually just had to get surgery on my neck because, migraines were so bad and everything. I just had so many more. I came out having more issues than I did going in there. I actually ended up getting this thing on my hands and the doctor said it was so rare. And when I told them about the black mold, they said that it could have been from that. They said they haven't seen a case of what I had in forever. It was called granuloma annulare or something like that. And I just got these random things on my hands. And I never had that in my life until like a year or so after I moved in there. And they're starting to clear up now.
Wow.
But my depression got horrible, yeah, horrible depression.
Yeah, you end up with, and my son has a nasty cough, and like we've all been on antibiotics on and off like crazy.
Yeah, upper respiratory issues we had.
Yeah, and we've had bees come in the house. Like my husband's had to repeatedly over the past few summers. He's had to what is it? The foam stuff, the great stuff. He's had to do that.
I would write down all your symptoms since you moved in. When you had, I would write down all the symptoms things that got worse or that you started noticing. I would write everything down. Then
we have chronic stuff anyway.
You're either going to fix this or we're going to court. Or because if he's going to be responsible for you guys being sick.
I mean, we've got chronic stuff anyway. Like my son, my oldest son has autism and he's got some issues anyway. But knowing that it can get, and my youngest son, he's got some kidney issues he was born with, but knowing it can get better, it's going to be a blessing.
Yeah, it does. It does get a little bit better.
Yeah, it's crazy. I hope. Now, what can we do for the person once, we're going to call the building inspector the minute we've had social workers in here, like Healthy Families are awesome and stuff like that. There's some wonderful community agencies here. People look out for each other here for the most part, thank God. But what can we do for the people that end up with this mess after?
Right.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's a great question because it doesn't stop because they don't stop the landlord.
Right. No, the landlord will just lie to get people.
Once you leave, who's coming. You're right. The next person's coming.
Yeah.
And that's something on the city. I think it might be something on some kind of. There's got to be something because there is a slumlord law.
There's actually a page. Oh my God, there's a Facebook page.
Oh, here it is. Gabrielle's talking about it.
Oh, is she?
She just said, I'm on a page that lists all the slumlords in Niagara Falls. I'm 80% sure that he's on there.
Yeah, I made sure he was on that one.
Yeah.
Yes, that's the page Gabrielle was talking about.
Well, Joy, I know we got to run, but you got to keep in touch. Yeah. Go ahead.
Message me on my March, and he'll give me yours because I have like 5 different Facebook pages because I kept getting kicked off. So I'll message you if you don't care after this, and I'll give you some advice, and we'll talk about it.
Thank you so much. You have a good one. Thank you for having me on.
You too. Take care, Joy.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Bye. So that was Joy Murphy from 56th Street. 56th Street,
Yeah.
What a sad state of affairs.
It's a beautiful place too.
Yeah.
If you know that out there.
Yeah,
it's nice in LaSalle. And I do some deliveries down there, and it's too bad.
Really, I haven't really tried to do anything about the rat issue because my dog just got poison ivy 2 weeks ago from chasing after a rat. I mean, I didn't know I had poison ivy, and all the way back behind a tree in the fence, but I mean, poor she had to run right into it. Thank God she found it.
But like, I guess my biggest thing taken out of all that, beyond hurt my up there so much, they want to raise her rent
Yeah.
to $1,400 or $1,200.
In those conditions.
What?
In those conditions too.
So the next person when they leave, that's what he's going to charge.
Yep.
How is anyone paying it? The only way that can be paid, I guess, is social services. I
And then
cannot
people make
imagine.
fun of you for being on it.
Right.
You try to get on social services, they call you, you'll
Have no choice because if you can work in a factory, and because I've done that, I've worked in a factory where they don't pay well, and I don't understand. This is what my issue is, and why I don't know why city council, the mayor, and all these people could care less. There's a serious crisis that's hitting, but I think it's beyond what we even know.
Right.
Because when you talk down, oh God, what's the place on Buffalo Avenue? Oh geez, I'm forgetting now. It's the shelter. There's a shelter on Buffalo Avenue. And anyways, they're packed with families. You know what I mean? It's not single people anymore. It's not what you're thinking. It's not what it used to be, right?
No.
Remember what it used to be? It would be someone sadly be on drugs or something happened. No, this is full families of people that have always been in a home.
Children should not have to, especially like people should not have to struggle like that.
Community
Especially in
missions.
our city.
Right. No.
Our city is like nobody should be charging that much for
Anything.
Yeah, no.
46% of people here are either under the poverty level or in danger of being under it.
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't know. You can't do it.
Here, pay extra $100 so you can continue to get sick and not have anything fixed.
Raising the rent, like, can you? $1,400. That is like if I was in Grand Island, Lewiston.
Yeah.
I mean, you know how much money you got to make a year? How much is a year?
God.
I can't do the math quick enough in my head.
There's not really jobs around here that pay that.
Holy cow! No, I mean, think of the fact.
Right, just got a job again, pays nothing.
And you'd have to pay, and you almost have to work you'd have to work 80 hours a week to try to pay. Well, anybody, $1,200 to $1,400, fuck, even 1,000 is unbelievable here. I think 900's pushing it, but all right, 1,000, I mean, come on.
And I remember when we were looking for our first apartment, we couldn't even find a place anywhere that would give you a good price for a decent place. Like no place would charge you. The shittiest places would charge you so much. So it's hard to even find a place to move into.
Right.
It's affordable and not toxic.
We talked to somebody who was saying they're going to live in a tent soon, and that's happening all over the country. You go to LA, there's tent cities.
Yeah.
I guess that's what they're going to have here.
It's almost like they want it to be that way.
Because you have to step in. I'm not, rent controls are tough. I know that. But some of this is outrageous. Right. It's gone too far. I mean, you can't tell me that 56th Street, and I don't even care if the house looks great, isn't worth $1,400.
Right.
$1,200. That's nuts. Or anywhere else in the city. Maybe somewhere in DelZoppo? I don't care. No,
right, no.
You're not doing it.
No.
You're not going to bring in a young family and tell them, yeah, it's $1,200.
Right.
And
it's crazy.
Let's see. Don says, I'm ready to buy a camper and rent someone's backyard.
There you go.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. Why don't we take a quick break? Because when we come back, tons of stuff talking about that punter.
Mm-hmm.
If we get to OTB, fine. We'll just see what we get to. We'll see how it goes.
Those topic is going to be a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So sick of it. Yeah. Yeah. I'm not too crazy about him either. All right. Here comes. We'll be back in about 2 minutes. All right, welcome back. Thank you to our sponsors. So Noelle, we had this huge story here locally, I guess, because of the Buffalo Bills.
Yep.
That was a national story, and I'll give it a quick rundown on the story. The punter who was drafted from San Diego State University. Hold on a minute, let's make sure. Your dad, Jerry's here.
Hey.
Hey, Jerry.
Taking over your house.
He says hello from Camping World.
Hello.
That's nice. It's gotta be beautiful out there.
Yeah.
It looked beautiful. I saw the pictures.
Yeah, the pictures that they posted.
Yeah, were incredible. All right, so Matt Ariza, whatever.
Yeah,
I think it's Ariza, right, Robin?
Yes.
Ariza. What is it?
Ariza.
Ariza. All right. So he gets drafted by the Buffalo Bills. He's a punter. Went to San Diego State University. While at San Diego State University, a claim comes from a high school student that says she was at a off-campus party where she meets Ariza, and in court documents, she tells him she's a high school student, where she's going to school. He gives her a drink. She's not sure if anything was put in there or not. She's not positive. Obviously, you don't know.
Right.
Well, at that point, he brings her on the side of the house, and he rapes her. Whether it was consensual or not,
Right.
being that she's underage in the state of California,
Whether it's
that's what it is.
consensual or not, at that point, everyone needs to remember she was underage regardless.
Right. Yes.
Yeah, and I just want to say, like, Tina just said that we should wait to have a conversation until more
No.
comes out. This
Enough's
is
come
not.
out.
We'll just talk
This is
about it.
not the kind of issue that we wait to see what.
But
comes.
everything's
We'll talk about it though, even as it goes along.
right.
But everything has come. A lot has come out.
Right.
I mean,
Enough has come out.
I'll tell you what's come out more is what the team knew
Right.
as of July.
She reported this now right afterwards too.
Yes,
Scroll
she
report
did
of the rape.
all the things that these victim shaming people asked for.
Yeah.
And it still wasn't enough.
Right.
She went and got a rape kit done.
Yep.
She filed the police report. She journaled immediately what happened. I mean, I don't know what the fuck people want.
I don't understand why people are saying, "Oh, she's coming out now because he has money." What do you mean she came out with this right when it happened to her?
Right.
But they're like feeling the same.
Yeah, she would have no idea that he was going to be drafted. What would she know? Where he's
Right.
going to be drafted? Who's going to be? He's a punter.
Yeah, how do you know who's gonna be drafted?
And you know what? Let me just say right out, fuck that. No one does it for the money.
Of course
No
not.
one.
We
no
need to find one.
one is doing it for the money because A, you're not getting much if you get anything, and B, there's no way you're making this up and going through all this
Right.
for money.
People fail to realize too how much money you have to put into it.
Yeah.
Even in hopes, even if you do get any money, you have to put money into it to even go after something.
Let me give you a little quote on the money grab thing. I don't know what, I couldn't read what Jerry said.
Oh, what she did immediately. That was a lot. Bills did the right thing. Oh, like going.
Well, here's what they said. They called her a money grabber and all that. Here was the reply from the lawyer, because for some reason around here, people didn't want to read this part.
Right.
For some reason, they'd always keep even though it's there, if you read the New York Times story, the LA Times, the San Diego ones were incredible because it's right there.
People are looking at it.
You didn't want to read that. But they said the lawyer's response was she never asked for a dime from Ariza. Ariza's attorney knew that. She never asked for one thing. Ariza's legal team contacted us with an offer that we rejected. Then Ariza's legal team went on its despicable, brainless TV tour, calling the victim a shakedown artist and a money grabber. So, I mean, those things just were never wanting to be known here. The next thing, though, that you want to know is this. On July 31st, this lawyer of hers calls the Buffalo Bills and talks to an attorney named Catherine D'Angelo, who works for the Bills, who's the Bills' attorney. And he's telling her all about the situation, the fact that they have a drafted player by, who he is and what's going on. And she was, according to him, was listening and all that. And then said she'd call back, never did. Never called back. So that organization knew on July 31st what the allegations were. The organization knew a month before they kept him, a month before the cut, before they cut the other punter.
Right.
They knew what he was. they are no different than any other NFL team in the NFL because they generally don't care. They just look to win. They were hoping that it blew. No, it's okay. They were hoping it blew over, but that's what they all do. You know?
They do. They all hope it blows over. Nobody says anything. Tina, that's okay. That's why we're talking about it because a lot of people I don't think knew a lot of information.
The problem, and I'm not saying this to Tina because I know this doesn't apply to Tina, but the problem with a lot of people is they don't want to know the information. Right. They don't go and they form these opinions without going and seeking out the information. They just see the story and they say, "Oh, money grab, must be a money grab."
How many comments? I mean, we were sitting here before this even started, and we were writing things down and looking at all these disgusting comments people were making, like, "Oh, they want money. Oh, this." It's like they didn't even read or look into it. People don't want to. They just want their opinions to be right.
Gabriella says, so you tried to pay off the victim. Victim turns down the payoff, then turns around and tries to play the victim in a different narrative. Disgusting. Yeah, I mean, the whole thing was the Bills. I don't have anything against what they did. What they did, they're exactly what you'd expect.
Right.
Okay. When everything got too hot, they cut bait off.
Okay.
But they're not the baby genius. They're nothing special. They did what any other NFL team does. But if he was a quarterback, or if he was a running back, or the starting left tackle, this might be a little different. Right. Because when you cut a punter, if we're talking in football terms, it's a little easy.
Now, would they have done anything if that girl didn't speak out and it didn't get out there to everyone?
No.
Right.
No.
So good for her. That's why we were trying to save victims. Don't feel bad about speaking out or thinking that you're going to get sued with defamation or anything. If something happened to you, put that person on blast. That's just my. Put that person on blast.
Well, we have a good example, and we talk about it all the time, the Belter case in Lewiston, where everyone shut up as they were instructed.
Yep.
And look what happened. They lost. Because that guy is going to be doing he does whatever he wants. Yeah. He is confined when he is to a beautiful mansion.
Yeah, and then people who write things like
go ahead. Yeah.
What happened to innocent until proven guilty? It's just allegations. An allegation just ruins someone's career. This is my favorite one. Ready? This is somebody commenting on the story without knowing shit. Well, fuck innocent until proven guilty, not siding with the guy. Yes, you are at that point. It's awfully convenient that now he has money, something became a problem, but not a year or more ago when it supposedly happened.
That's not true. That was completely untrue. That was
right after, because most people don't do.
That's moronic, right? Yeah. That makes no sense. That last part was really lost me. Yeah. What are you talking about? So you think she woke up and the 17-year-old, now 18, wherever the hell she is, looked and said, oh, wow, he got drafted by the Bills.
Yeah.
Here we go. It's time for me to now tell everyone about, or I'll make it, actually, no, let's put that back. She make it up, write it down, and make a script.
Right. Details.
These people are not.
These people, with their innocent until proven guilty, when it comes to these rape cases, could experience what a victim goes through.
Right.
Yeah.
Hate that line when it comes to
you know what? While they're out there pretending to be innocent, they're raping more people. They're causing more victims. They're intimidating the victims that are out there. So, I mean, this is just not a crime that we look at that way. We have to stop looking at it that way, or
when it comes to children too. And you know what? Let me just say, look how that's going for Nicholas D'Angelo, the attorney out, still walking free on 12 of the most serious rape charges you can get, including a child from CPS custody, multiple victims, innocent until proven guilty. Everyone was saying that. Guess what? It's going on 3 freaking years now, and still no trial. Everything was done the way that people wanted it to be done. There's more than enough proof and evidence, which you're lucky if you do get proof and evidence after a rape case.
Right.
So look at that shit. Yeah, that's really working out well. I don't want nobody talking shit no more and making judgments about the innocent until proven guilty. No, fuck out of here.
This story, though, these stories that come out really bring out the ugly.
Oh, it does.
I mean, and you realize how we keep saying, oh, maybe there's awareness. No, there's no friggin' awareness because these people, listen, look at the comments. Yeah. Look at the things you're seeing. It's absurd.
Allegation too. I don't know what it is, makes me cringe, like an allegation. Know deep down, it's just it's possible that it's not, but I just don't like when it comes to this thing. Having to say the word allegation, I know it's proper, you have to, but I hate.
Tracy's is right. Maybe they need, rape trials should be fast tracked and get done right away. Well, that would have been done really quick if they would have arrested him. Well, if they would have put him in jail and held him or put a nice size bail on him.
Yep.
then you'd have saw that done quickly.
Everybody
This
else
would
got
be
bills
done.
besides Nick D'Angelo, who was also charged with rape back in 2009, raping a girl underneath the stairwell in Niagara Falls High
So,
School.
you know what the problem that I want to talk to you guys about is what makes it to where that's the initial response.
Right.
You see this, and you don't know anybody. You don't know the punter. You don't know the girl. You don't know anyone.
Right.
But the initial thing to do is defend the punter.
Yeah, defend him.
Now, if it's because you're a Bills fan, then let me tell you this. Bills can win the Super Bowl, you're getting up and going to work the next morning.
Right.
You are going to do whatever you do because that's not reality. It is reality for them, but for you, after they win, guess what's going to happen? You're going to work 60 hours a week. You're going to do whatever.
Your rent's still gonna go up.
Everything's going to happen.
Yeah.
Bills players don't give a shit about you.
So now this is reality now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I will give that general manager when he said what he said for the Bills. This is beyond football. This is a whole nother thing, and that is correct. This is a whole nother. This is real life.
Yeah.
And if a 17-year-old high school student, all right, come on. When I went to school at Niagara, there was parties off campus, and I am sure there would probably be high school kids that would end up there.
I was when I was in high school, I was going to
College
parties. Yeah.
Now, here's the thing: if you have to check someone's ID, we've said this a million times before, then you should probably say no, right? If you're at the point where you got to check an ID,
Right.
you might want to just. But at that point, when she tells them in the court papers under oath that she spoke about what high school she was going to, I don't know. I mean, what's right on the tape? Yes, yes, there was a tape done by the San Diego Police Sex Crimes Unit, and they had the victim call him.
It's done in
And
there.
He had committed statutory rape, right?
Yeah.
So
He admitted that regardless whether she said yes or no, you can't sleep with somebody younger than you. But some of these people don't care. We got lawyers going against the law, raping children.
right.
I mean, they need to take it more serious. Rape needs to be taken more serious, plain and simple, or else it's just gonna be like this.
And sex crimes, we read this today, and I can't remember what articles we read it out of, but someone made a good point. I think it was the lawyer for the victim in this said how it's kind of what you guys have been saying. They have to start. You have to look at these crimes differently.
Yes.
Sex crimes are not the same as.
What I do now, Ma.
Oh, how about going to the college parties?
You ruined half the parties from me.
And so you can't look at those like you would if someone broke into your home.
Right.
You can't look at them even as an assault. Like punched in the face. Well, yeah, they're different too. This is a completely different thing with different mindsets and things happening.
Right.
She writes in her journal that we saw that she blamed herself and said, "I could have done something to make this not happen. I could have done something else. I could have made better choices."
It's sad because everybody, like you, me, everything, we all say something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I know that we shouldn't feel that way, but we do feel that way.
Oh, yeah.
And it doesn't matter what anybody says to try to make you feel better, you still feel that way in the back of your head.
Mhm.
That you I did too, yeah. I wish I didn't do this, that.
Yeah.
Look at this, and then when people do come forward, okay, so somebody his name was Robert Anderson, level 2 sex offender, which shouldn't be level 2 sex
Should
offender.
be a level 3.
Yeah, level 3. Raped this is in Niagara County, age 5. Raped a 5-year-old girl. Offense, the descriptions of it, sexual intercourse, more than once, sexual contact, more than once, promoting, possessing sexual performance by a child. Let's see, and he used coercion. And he only got, I think it was 12 months in jail for a 5-year-old in Niagara County. This guy, he was charged in 2009, convicted 2011, 12 months for raping a 5-year-old.
Probably didn't go to prison. Yeah, I'm sure he served it in Niagara County. He probably did in Niagara County jail.
Yeah.
He probably never had to go to up
Yeah, no, he definitely didn't
to
go
the
to
big
Niagara County.
to those places, to the big, to the state prisons.
Yeah, that's
So-
not state prison. He definitely didn't go to state
I
prison.
mean, I think, if you gather anything from our show ever, what the one thing is, these crimes got to be changed. Everything's got to stop with the way people think about them.
Yeah.
You also have to start. We have to start as I think as a voting group of people, demanding the lawmakers that we elect to start changing some stuff. Change the The consent here in New York State, 17. That needs to be changed.
It's too young.
Let's change. Let's
Change that at one point. Wasn't I thought it was higher than that at one point.
I thought it was too.
I thought it was 18.
Why don't we change? Why don't we change also the statutes of limitations on these people? Why are you letting them get away with it? Why?
Why would you run out the clock?
Right.
Why can't children come forward?
Ask those people. Ask your assemblyman. Ask your senator. Ask them. Say it to them.
And stop when you see these cases. Stop automatically. Going towards the side of the predator instead of the victim, because that's what you're doing when you're saying, innocent until proven guilty and all that bullshit. And
Believe that, then you should believe it for the victim as well. You should
That's
feel
the
the exact
problem.
same way about the victim. You should be saying, okay, well, maybe
That's the problem.
if maybe he's not telling the truth either. You should feel the same freaking way. You shouldn't be all of a sudden, well, innocent until proven guilty. We don't know if he did that to her or she did that to him. How about you feel that same way for both because it's coming out that you're a rapist?
right.
Yeah. People need to educate themselves. Laws changing with a question mark. I just settle for actual laws being followed. Yeah, but you have to change the statutes.
Yeah.
Statute of limitations got to be changed. They just have to be changed because too many people are walking away.
Yeah.
They're,
I would love to hand out business cards for the YWCA and make these people call. All these people that are victim
oh, yeah,
shaming.
that's what we just read. Yeah, that was
Well,
ridiculous.
there's only 3 of them out of like a million.
Right. Yeah. No, I know. I just think that
They should all have to be educated on the mindset of a victim.
the statute's got to change. The also like the consent. That's crazy. That's 17. It should be higher. And then somewhere in here, and I wish the schools would do it, but I'm going to assume they won't. You should be going in there and talking to them differently
Yes.
about stuff. You're not talking to them like the old school sex ed.
Right.
You're got to be telling them about what we're talking about, sadly.
Because there's a lot of predators in schools too, though.
Yes.
That's what's scary. There's so many predators.
You have to start teaching the kids because they're the only ones that'll change it because we're screwed. My generation's shot. I hear it. I read it. I'm reading people saying stuff too. So they're the only ones because no one wants to. We confronted the assemblyman about the New York State Child Victims Act. He said straight out what he had to say. I'm glad he didn't lie to us, because that would have been worse. He came right out and said there's no appetite to ever have that come back.
Okay.
Thank you. Okay, I'm glad you said thank you, because you just let the cat out of the bag.
It's infuriating that we even had to have a child victims act. That it's just not the case that if you were victimized as a child, when you process that and deal with it and you're ready to do something about it, you should be able to do that.
Right. It's absurd and disgusting.
And no one should tell you how long it's supposed to take to process.
Think about that. Like somebody violated you as a child. You talk to somebody one day about what happened to you, what somebody did to you. They say that person, that's rape. That's called rape. That's what they did to you. Oh my God. You want to get that person in trouble for what they did to you, and you think now that's why you're so messed up. That's why you have so many mental or physical problems, and then you can't go forward because you run out of the clock. That person's still going on to do that stuff to multiple other people.
We need to demand that district attorneys take it for what it is. When someone gives you the thing that says it's first degree rape, then you know what? I don't care if it was 70 years ago. You better start to investigate. Speaking of DAs, and this goes to the name, Watazik. We had this OTB story. I know we're kind of shifting, but do you guys remember? You remember OTB? Remember that whole thing? There's what is it? Let me see. I wrote it. I forgot. There's like 15 counties, or what is that right? 15. I probably say it wrong. What the hell? Whatever. It's 15 counties, I think, and then what do you have? You have then the 2 cities of Rochester and Buffalo. They have this like board. Yeah. So there's a board of these people there, and they make all these decisions. I'm not going to let this video play it really long. But there was a Henry Watazik sighting, which is unbelievable because you generally don't see him.
Yeah, I know, you really don't.
He showed up on Channel 2, and Channel 2 they asked him some questions about OTB and stuff. I want everyone to kind of listen to some of this, and then we'll react.
Carolyn is his wife, right? Carolyn Watazik. She is now an Iron County judge. Nick D'Angelo, volunteer.
could have. Let's play him.
So first off, I want to ask you about the health benefits for your board members. As you know, this has been a source of controversy for a long time. I'm sure you'd acknowledge the plan is very generous. They pay nothing out of pocket for health, vision, and dental, even though they basically meet a couple of days a month. There was a 2008 opinion from the Attorney General at the time that said OTB should not be providing this health insurance. I know your attorneys have given you a different opinion. I think the bottom line here is that 99% of our viewers don't have insurance that's this good at their full-time jobs. So why continue to offer this for people who, you know, are just working a couple of days a week?
Again, you mentioned it, that there is conflicting opinion. There are conflicting opinions out there. You know, there is an opinion directly on point 2 OTBs that they can have insurance for the board members. There's one just a little bit later that did conflict with that. We've had conflicting opinions that we've paid for privately. The most recent one we have is one from Terry Connors here in Western New York, who's a great attorney here in Western New York, and it basically talks about being in such a competitive industry. We have 10 casinos within 100 miles. It's a competitive industry, and in those industries where it's competitive, the board members are allowed to craft a benefit package that is commensurate with the industry that they're involved in. I mean, our industry, our specific place, Batavia Downs, we handle hundreds of millions of dollars a year. We have some excellent board members on it that come from a lot of different areas within different corporations. They do a great job. We have never seen the kind of record revenue, record attendance that we've had in the last couple of years. We believe, again, it's a board decision, but I can tell you right now they do a great job, and the benefit package is certainly not something that has been decided. If it was decided, we'd certainly be following whatever rule that a court handed down. Anything that's out there right now is just simply an opinion.
I looked through the minutes of your past 12 monthly meetings. The board usually meets, I think always, back-to-back days, right? Like maybe a Wednesday or a Thursday.
That's correct.
You have committee meetings one day and then the board meeting the next day. But all of those, with a couple of exceptions, only lasted like 30 minutes, those actual board meetings. It seems like an expensive way of running things, and it seems like there's like 1 day of work per month from these board members, and yet they're getting this just incredibly generous health care package. So again, I think for people watching, just kind of scratch their head and wonder why so generous.
I mean, that's not all they do. They clearly have a major role to play within our corporation. Again, we are hundreds of million dollars of a corporation that returned $5 million, a record number last year, and is scheduled to return probably double that this year. So people vote with their feet, they vote with their money, and they're saying right now that they like coming out to Batavia Downs. We run a first-class operation, a professional operation. The board members are much more active than just showing up 1 or 2 days a week. They're active all week long. I was just at a conference with 5 of them just in the past couple days. They're very active. They're very smart. They provide great guidance to us at Batavia Downs. And again, I think the proof is in the pudding, as they say. The corporation's never been run better. We've never had more people come to our place. The attendance is up, and record revenues, and I mean record revenues by far, is what we're delivering to these municipalities, which is our aim. It's our goal. It's what it's why we exist.
One quick follow-up to that before I move on. You had said previously that you would ask the Attorney General to issue a ruling about these health care benefits or an opinion specifically about Western Regional OTB. Forget all the other OTBs. Did you ever get that?
I did not, and the reason we didn't is because the opinion that we got from our local attorney is that it's not the Attorney General's call on even opining on this subject, it's the comptroller. And then we realized we have conflicting opinions from the comptroller, and so the most recent information we have is that it is certainly not a foregone conclusion that this is a question that is out there. Our attorney right now has been negotiating with the Attorney General's office because it is their bailiwick to look at this issue now. And so we're right in the middle of it. We're trying to do the right thing, and we will do the right thing. As I said, ultimately, if there's a ruling, we're certainly going to follow it.
So something will follow there. Of course, what you're going on now is from the attorney who you hired to tell you, you know, how this should play out, right?
We hired an attorney.
You paid Terry Connors to give you the opinion that says you can continue doing this.
Well, we paid him to give us we paid him to give him us his best opinion relative to this topic.
The other thing that's come out over the past year or so was this audit from the state comptroller's office looking at tickets to events at places like the Bills Stadium, KeyBank Center for Sabres games and concerts and other things. The comptroller was pretty critical of the organization in the audit. I know you responded to it. Have you made changes as a result of that in terms of bookkeeping so that we know it isn't board members and their family members and their friends going and spending a bunch of money and getting free food and free tickets? I mean, for the amount of time that was in the audit that was looked at, it was more than $1 million in these kind of perks. Has anything changed since the audit?
Great question, Michael. It absolutely has. Now, don't forget, we asked the comptroller to come in. It was our letter to them. We asked them to come in. We wanted them to give us good advice. They gave us good advice. We followed it. Most of the things that they had recommended, we had already taken care of. So most of these things were taken care of in 2019. I think the comptroller's opinion came out sometime in 2021. A couple specific things. The record keeping was poor. We certainly have done a much better job of keeping records. Previously, it was somebody from our organization, whether it was an employee, a board member, an officer, would go and they would have a guest going with them to entertain and to recruit people to come and frequent our establishment. We hired a compliance group headed by a former FBI agent, and his recommendation was to just have one person who's a host to make sure everything's in order there. We followed his advice. That's what we do now. There's one host for every game, whether it's a concert, a Bills game.
All right. I just wanted to play that because we've had discussions. We had ex-Senator Maziarz on before talking about the tickets. So that gives Henry Wojciech I mean, he would never come on our show. But he did that interview. Great for him. But you hear nonsense there.
Right.
I mean,
Did he say they hired a former FBI agent?
yeah,
Oh.
to look into themselves. You gotta love it when they look into
I love
themselves.
the investigations that get done around here.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh
I
yeah.
love it. Everything that's been investigated around here, like that needs to be investigated around here, they get investigated by those people. So the people that you're complaining about that are committing crimes or doing something wrong, their definition of doing an investigation is to investigate themselves, not to do a rape investigation.
No, that's right from Governor Cuomo. He used to do that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna investigate myself. Everything's
Oh,
good.
yeah,
everything's
Oh yeah, we figured it out. We're good. And that's what he just said. We hired an attorney. Well, the host of the show said, "Well, I know, but you paid the attorney to give you the information you wanted to hear." It's obvious.
Yeah,
It's really obvious listening, and you can see just a lot of smugness.
yeah, like very.
Let's see here. Stacy says we looked at ourselves. And we did a great job, and we deserve all these benefits too,
Exactly.
right? Burdette, I don't understand. I'm sorry, but why can't they give benefits or perks to employees? Are they ripping people off or something? I'm illiterate on the subject of OTB. Called the comptroller themselves. Yeah, that was hysteria. Yeah, they called the police on themselves.
Yeah.
You know what, Burdette? Here's the deal. The OTB, I'm going to say this, and I'm forgetting numbers, so I apologize. If it's 15 counties or whatever. But for example, Niagara County has their own board member that I believe gets appointed by the legislature. If I'm wrong, whatever. They're okay. Buffalo and Rochester are part of it too, so they have someone on the board. What was going on is they had tickets to Bills games. They have their own like luxury boxes and stuff. Well, what was happening is they were having parties for their family. It was their kid's birthday party. Hey, come on, everyone, come on in. And of course, it's going to be paid for by this, the taxpayer. So that's what was going on at Sabres games, Bills games, concerts. They were using it just as their own party.
Yeah.
And so that's where everything started. And then you talk about benefits. I mean, it's insanity. They have the best health benefits in the United States. There's no one better.
You should tag him after the show. You should tag Burdette in with George Maziarz.
Oh yeah, Maziarz is thing.
Yeah.
It's pretty much OTB in a little bit of a nutshell. I know that might be a little bit weak on completely, but remember, these board members have access to luxury boxes in different venues, and they were taking their families and friends there and spending no money, spending the state's money. And so that was where this all came from. He's claiming they called the comptroller on himself, so that's something.
Yeah.
If he's the boss, I'm sure he could have ended it, but
also too, his wife, Nick D'Angelo, ran his wife's campaign for Niagara County. His wife is Niagara County court judge now. When we came out there, with Nick D'Angelo and stuff, they waited until after she won for it to be handed off to a whole different DA. This could have been all handled, I feel like, a lot sooner.
Yeah.
All that together.
Yeah. Scott, good point. I'm going to stop paying income tax and just investigate myself.
Yeah.
Tracy says they are not employees. They are board members. Right. Meet once a month. Yeah. They don't do much. And Bill doesn't really like George. Who does? I mean, but he said he's telling the
Right.
truth.
Or yeah, George definitely was.
Stacy says $1 million in tickets. Was there any room at these events for anyone other than Niagara County employees? Yeah, they were bringing friends and family to those. How are they funded by taxpayers? The government has guidelines for them because it's betting. It's funded by taxpayers because the money that goes into OTB it goes to the state of New York. I mean, and I don't remember exactly what part of the state, what it's. I think he said it though, and I might have missed it, because he was bragging about how much money he bringing into the state. That money is supposed to go to the state. They're spending on luxury boxes and having birthday parties, whatever you could imagine. If you feel like you can, if you have a luxury box ready for you at where the Bills games. And you feel like you can, I mean, geez, you're bringing everybody. It's a big party on the money that is, being, I guess, taken out whatever OTB's taken. So that's how best I can explain it.
Yeah. Like I said, the George Maziarz would be able to explain it all.
Yeah.
If he watches that one thing, he could really listen to him. That's coming from somebody who was friends with him.
I might be able to send him an article too from George. I think I'll send that on the way. I just wanted to give Henry Watazik a chance to reply a little bit, I guess. So that's cool.
Yeah,
he did. So yeah, that was that story.
I'd love to actually speak to Henry and Carolyn one day.
Oh,
I would actually love to.
I could do it. I could do it nicely. I could have no problem. I'd love to speak with them.
Hear what they have to say.
Yeah, I know. There's a lot of and that's another thing too. The Niagara County chairman asked for his resignation. Yeah, well, that didn't. Yeah, Bill, you know what I'm going to say. I'm not even going to bother. But yeah, he did. You are correct. Back to, I guess there's a lot of things that popped up on this message board.
Yeah, I know.
And it always happens. It feels like you jump the gun because you want to get to different things. So I really wanted to get that to be seen.
Yeah.
There's not much more to say on OTB. Let's see what Stacey says. Gambling shouldn't be a part of any county operation. Breeding ground for drugs, human trafficking. It hits hand in hand. Yes. Yeah. And of course, obviously, people getting addicted to just gambling and losing their rent, and all that stuff. No, true.
Stacey, you said that there was a protest somewhere?
Yeah, here I could find it. Let's back it up. Let me find where it is. Yeah, here we go. Protest happening right now at Monroe County. That's in Rochester, I believe. Wow. CPS. I think Monroe County's Rochester. 39 Main Street.
I think D'Angelo's allowed to go to Monroe County.
Oh, he's all right. Dave Berzani. No, nice to see you, Dave. What happened to the high school music teacher who dated his student? Sims is what he said. I don't know anything about it.
I remember hearing that. I remember hearing that. Something might have, but whatever it wasn't enough.
Yeah, I don't know. I think Dawn might have said that it was part of the Child Victims Act.
Yeah. Okay, that's what she meant by that.
There is OTB. Back to them for a real quick second. Nothing's going to happen there. You can see right now.
Right.
That was.
They did their own investigation.
They did their own investigation. Everyone's fine with it. I don't see how anyone bringing in the FBI themselves or ex-FBI. I mean,
that made me nervous. They hired a former FBI agent
to govern themselves. Yeah. To tell them what to do. I think.
Yeah.
To tell them, hey, it's not a good idea. They could hire Dodge.
Yeah.
It's not a good idea to bring your friends and family to the luxury event.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, I guess they could have called you, right? And how much they must have paid them for that opinion?
You know how much? Don't think about that. If they wanted to, if they could hire former FBI agents and stuff for things like that, they can hire for anything. Anything,
right?
Yeah, help their friends out.
Tina, don't know. I really don't know any more than what we heard.
I've seen his name on that.
I don't know any more than what we heard from the last time there was an issue.
Yeah.
It's obvious. I don't know.
You know what? Tina, go on. I did this last night. Go on the Niagara County sex offender registry thing, and look up. There's a few names on there that you should look up and look into.
Stacy says, let's examine what hired means. How is that different from being bought off? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, how lucrative, how excited are you when you are appointed to the OTB board?
Right.
You just run wild.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You get the best health care. You have the best seats at every venue in Western New York, whatever you want to do. I mean, you've just hit the jackpot.
Yeah, really.
I mean, it's beautiful.
And then your wife is a county judge. And
Right. Let's see. Like the lotto, they should hire an outside firm. Yeah, Henry is full of shit. Are we paying Connors with tax dollars? Yeah, we must be, because I'm sure he didn't do it himself. Niagara Falls sex offenders? Niagara County. Yeah, it's on the sheriff's.
Yeah, it's actually on the
Hey!
sheriff's. Yes.
Speaking of the sheriff, he gave us a nice little thing here, and I wrote some things down from it, so it might be hard to see. It was like a sex offender's guide.
Yeah.
Like what to do or whatever. It was interesting stuff. Here, let's bring it out. You can see. There you go. You can go find it. It said, here's a couple of things. I hit some bullet points here. So 80 to 95% of sex offenders assault people they know. Okay. At least half of convicted pedophiles report they have sexually assaulted an adult.
Can I just say with that first one about assaulting people they know, that for all you victim shamers out there is why people don't go to the police right away.
Well, because Ariza, she didn't know.
Right.
So there's a perfect example.
Oh, yeah,
she went to the police.
Right.
She had no prior relationship.
Right. But
right.
But when it's somebody you know, I think it goes down differently in most cases, and you don't go to the police as if you were snatched off the street by someone that you never met.
Right.
Well, here's a good one. Listen to this. This is coming from Niagara County now. We didn't find this on some website somewhere. This is the sheriff. Over 80% of adult rapists report they also have raped a child. A third of all sex offenders report assaulting males and females. Less than 30% of sex crimes are reported. Children raped by family or friends are least likely to report, as you just said. Yeah. Most sex offenders report sex offenders report that they commit multiple sexual assaults. Sex offenders rarely commit one type of sex crime. Sex offenders come from all walks of life. Sex offenders usually aren't impulsive. They plan out their crimes. So that came right from Niagara County.
No, but still doesn't want to speak on it when you ask.
I know. Yeah, there's a lot of things that went on, Well,
for everybody who, who loves the sheriff, believes the sheriff, now think about that. I know a lot of people who were being victim shamers when the Nick D'Angelo thing came out. And there goes your guy, the sheriff, laying out all the shit right there for you. Why people don't go to the police right away. So for all of you guys who said, well, how come she didn't go to the police? Well, there you go. Your buddy said it right then and there.
Oh my God, John. So they're on the work program, huh? They're sending sex offenders on the work program. Because I actually did that job years ago, and it was one of those things where you make the guys or females work for, how they do that, the work program for benefits, whatever. And now they're putting sex offenders on there.
So don't people understand what that means? Well, do people know what sex offenders rape means? Like, do they know what that means? They should then they get nothing in jail. They get jail time. They get nothing.
Nothing. Let's pop over real quick to OTB because someone left a big comment. John writes, yes, the conflict of interest is they are not working for our best interest. They are thieves. The freshmen newly Congress and the Senate get $176,000 per year, and they can retire at that same rate after 3 years, I believe. The benefits are out of this world. Correct. Yeah, it's mess. We're backwards.
How many people, struggling and living in tents.
Yeah, living in tents. Yeah, it truly is. And it's or
living on health insurance that doesn't cover the things that they need or doesn't properly cover them.
I'm still stunned
that people who make all this money get all these benefits too.
Right. People actually bust their ass at some jobs.
I remember the sex offenders when I was doing that job were beyond, but they were also on the social services. So now they're just putting them right on. Wow. I'm sorry, because I don't know, John. Geez. I don't know, guys. I'm shocked. I mean, the thing about and why the punter thing is really brought out, just for me, it really showed where we're not at yet. So it's kind of sad. It's kind of upsetting. I thought we were better than this.
You know what I mean? Like, I see some people get so outraged, as you should get outraged. There should be appetite for this. What outraged, but not outraged enough about Nick D'Angelo.
Oh, please.
Like, you know what I mean?
No,
It's still
out of sight, out of mind. They don't even. I watched two people that I know were friends, no longer friends because of the punter situation. I saw it right on Facebook. That friendship done.
Yeah.
And I you know.
I've read somebody's quote that I know that I've seen that I did before. You know, we were looking at it and said, wow, I know this person. And that's how they're talking.
Right.
Like, hell no. Yeah, that's their comment.
I've heard some of things that people I know say, and those, I'll look at those people differently.
Yep, forever.
It's just not right.
Forever look at that person.
You know, a lot of people like to say the whole thing about, oh, if it was my kid and all that stuff.
Shouldn't have to be your kid. And guess what? It probably is your kid.
Right.
And you probably don't even know because your kid doesn't feel comfortable enough to come to you and tell you somebody assaulted them because they don't think that their parents going to believe them because they didn't go to the police or because they didn't get or they didn't go to the hospital. So they probably think, hey, my parent doesn't believe me. Why should I tell them that this person sexually assaulted me? You probably have a child right now who's been sexually assaulted at some point.
You might.
Just saying.
Think about all the females out there.
Yeah.
I mean, I know there's males too, but the females, it's staggering.
Yeah,
The number that, listen to what as we said it here pre-show, we just talked about some people that are just stunned.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who we find out, we said someone, you said someone, we're just stunned.
Yeah. And they have their parents, so bothers me too.
Yeah.
Shouldn't have to be a parent, but I mean, if some of you people are parents, and God forbid your child had something like that happen to you, or they you know, like,
can't you just put yourself in the other person's position?
You can put yourself in the rapist position.
Right.
Jesus Christ, that easy for you.
Right. Yeah, you're so worried that somebody was, you know, was tricked into it, or
Right.
you know that. Yeah, that this victim was a liar and said she was older than she was. Like,
Right.
everybody's just looking for that escape route for the offender, and nobody bothers to think that way for the victim.
Only crime where the victim becomes the villain that quick.
Right.
I mean, like in a snap of a fingers or the right of a pen, like that asshole Parlato. They turned the victim into a villain like you wouldn't believe.
Oh yeah.
And then when you get now with the internet, these people jump on board.
Oh yeah.
And they just,
You know, that is none of them even did research. How many? I mean, these people.
they couldn't have.
No, none of these people. I mean, damn, at least do some research.
What you wrote, yeah.
Well, fuck innocent until proven guilty.
So-
Not siding with guy.
Yeah, she just waited until the draft ended. And
Yeah.
then she waited to see if he was going to make the team. That's how up on this girl was. And then here we go.
Yeah, and that's how we're reading some of these comments of people talking shit, and they don't even know that half the things that they're saying were already.
Brandon Beane is their general manager of the Bills, and people like him around here, and that's fine. He said it himself, so follow his lead.
Yeah.
This isn't about football.
Right.
Screw your punter and all that stuff. There's another punter who will kick the ball. It's
Right.
fine. When these things happen, the only thing I'll say is, though, and this is in football related, I said it earlier, if that was your starting left tackle or running back or wide receiver or quarterback, we would have a bigger story going on here.
You know what?
And all hell would break loose.
I'll never understand how somebody could, just because they are such a huge football fan, like say, you know, somebody who was on the team and doing great, winning the Super Bowl. I'll never understand how, if that person committed a crime or was accused of committing a crime, how they can even be like, oh, we'll just keep him on just in case he's innocent. Just in case he's innocent. What the fuck?
This crime.
I will tell you, and Robin is too. But even when Robin met, you know, there can't be anyone who loves his teams more than I do.
Right.
I love watching the Maple Leafs. I love watching the Bears. I enjoy the Yankees, everything else. But I'm going to tell you right now, it would not make a difference to me if right now I could care less.
Right.
I mean, what the hell does that mean to me? As I said, at some point, you got to get yourself into reality.
Yeah.
That's not, you know, when the teams are battling amongst themselves what to do, because it takes a lot, because these teams have to admit to themselves, oh, we were messed up. Yeah. We didn't do our research, and we just hired, you know, we just drafted this, you know, so I get it. There's embarrassment, there's shame. Okay, maybe, you know, but like, as a fan, what's wrong with, what is the matter with you? It's like the idiots that go fight at games and shit. I mean, please, it's not that important at all. Yeah. Yeah.
Those people who would be like, let that happen to my kid, though.
Yeah.
Those are them people.
Ben Roethlisberger he had a big incident in Georgia, as I remember when he was a younger player, and the woman came forward, and and all that, and you remember that, Robin?
Yeah.
And then he just, they just kind of swept it away.
Yeah.
Ben Roethlisberger. There's a bunch of names. Peyton Manning, he's another one. When he was at the University of Tennessee, that just got swiped away.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
There's
Well, there you go. Swipe away.
no, you would have to look. You can find it, but who's going to look?
Right.
And his father, Archie Manning, said some real disgusting things about it. If you read the article that was right in the paper back then, because that had to be in the late 90s. When the hell would he have been? Early 90s, mid 90s? I don't know. No. Yeah, maybe early 90s. I'm forgetting when he'd have been there. But I mean, you'd call it a sexual assault when he did. The trainer of the team, and pretty much the father said, "Whatever, don't worry about it. Just move on.
You know what?
It's not that bad. I think it's not that bad." So yeah, that's another one.
Just asking people around, do your research for both sides. Like when I came out and I was trying to tell everybody about what Janelle Faso had done, what her husband had done. Okay, a lot of people were so quick to attack. And now those same people are like, damn, she was right. Oh, Noelle was right. Whatever. Just do your research first. Nobody's going to come out and say this type of stuff publicly to the world if they thought for a second that they were wrong. Look, at least me and you and stuff, we get our shit together. Like these people have done some horrible shit. Or just don't be so quick to judge and jump to one side and make yourself look like a fool in the end. That's it.
Yeah, no, right.
At least save yourself from looking bad.
Right. Yeah. Well,
save yourself.
David Berzani makes a good point. Yes. And why is it that I knew back, because SDSU, San Diego State University, had a 12-2 record. They were awfully good. They were going to go to a bowl game. It's a smaller college, Division I, whatever. It was a big deal. But there was a report. We didn't know it was a Reza. We didn't know what players, but there was a report that there was an allegation that there was a gang rape at San Diego State University. There was also a report that said San Diego State University has an anonymous phone number, and students were calling and saying stuff to this anonymous number about, I actually wrote it down here somewhere. Yeah, shortly after the party, one of those anonymous reports were made by a student, and no investigation was open. So San Diego State University should be in some trouble here themselves. They refused to investigate it because, in those colleges, they have their own police force. So they refused because they were 12-2. And it took the San Diego, I believe, police department to come in and do it.
Yeah.
And
then somebody said they did their own investigation, though.
Yeah,
Campus
afterwards.
Pretended to do
right.
something like that. Their own investigation. Nobody should be allowed to do their own.
Whatever, even that's a joke.
Why are people allowed to even do that?
Never heard.
It happens around here a lot.
Didn't Mike Tyson threaten to rape a woman because she asked him a question he didn't like? He threatened to rape a man for that. I remember when he was on the stage, a guy asked him a question he didn't like, and he said what he was going to do to him. Yeah, he did that to that guy. And pre-draft, I am shocked that they didn't know anything. I think they knew and just didn't think anything would happen. And I think then what ends up happening is stuff starts happening. You get embarrassed. Like I said, I think that, and then you have to take action. Good for them for getting rid of them. I don't really care. She's the hero of the day.
Good for her for speaking out publicly about that, because if she did not speak out publicly about that, that would have been smart.
Yeah. And who knows what he continues doing, right? So maybe, and the other two guys that also participated, football players, that we forget their names because they were only freshmen there, 18 years, with those guys. Yeah. So we don't even know who the hell they are.
Right. That's why they won't play names.
They did.
Oh, they did.
They put their names. But as far as the sports goes, like who knows? We don't really know them. They were hoping she would stay silent. Well, yeah, because if she would have accepted some kind of offer of money, then the non-disclosure forms come out, and that's it. It would have been over with. And we'd be talking like I'm talking about Peyton Manning years later. So
don't ever tell a victim or anybody to not talk about something or keep quiet until everything's out there. Because not everything's going to get out there or be put out there if people be quiet.
Yeah.
It's just not going to happen.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I think we'll end it on that.
Yeah.
Because that's the truth. You can't be quiet. Oh, and one other thing I had written out there that I might have to remind some people about some stuff. There is not enough, and this is not going towards anyone, so don't get all shook up out there. This is just in general. There's not enough paper to stop what we're going to do. There's not enough paperwork. You can give me 1,000 pages. You can give me 10,000 pages. You can have a book and a Bible. This doesn't stop. We'll never stop. So just know that.
And I don't weigh 200 pounds.
The YWCA on that note. 716 really. 716-433-6714. That's here in Niagara County. They're in every county in America, everywhere, and in Canada. Robin, who's helped some people, and Robin and Noelle both have real, they're everywhere. Remember you brought someone to a place, told them the place to go in Ohio.
Yeah.
In the one county. So anyways, 716-433-6714. Robin, great counselors. They counseled you, right?
They did. They're amazing. They
right from your house, right from your home.
They counsel right from home over the phone. It's great. They can make appointments as often as you need them or as infrequently as you need them. They help everyone, whether you're a victim or you're someone who loves a victim and that's been affected. Please call them. The advocates are amazing too. They'll go with you to the police station, the hospital, anywhere you need to go. Amazing people. I know there's so many people out there that watch the show that could use them.
Let me ask you something now. If they call this number right now, they're going to talk to the counselor, not some kind of like intake person.
Right.
They're going to actually get the counselor on the phone.
Yes.
And that's amazing.
Yeah.
Yes. When you call this number, whenever you call this number, you get a counselor.
Yeah. So
not many people want to get
let me say something about this too, real quick. And then I think I was telling you this afternoon, when I first heard everything, for me, I didn't understand a lot, and I knew the two people.
Yeah.
One of them I actually kind of knew a little more than I even realized as it was going on to Robin. So like it really pissed me off. I had so much anger towards it, not towards Robin ever. Never had anger towards her, but it just in general. And then I was getting to the point where I didn't want to hear it no more. I was saying that to you, remember?
Mm-hmm.
I was saying that to you. I'm like, I don't want to hear this no more. I can't listen no more. And I was getting all shook up because I wanted to kill somebody and everything else. And you're getting all mad. But I was hurting, obviously, Robin by saying I don't want to hear no more. But she needs someone to tell. Calling the YWCA helped a ton. That was where I'm like, all right, now I get it.
So many people I wish I could have called them.
And I'm telling you, even if you've been to another counselor, and it's not working, if you've been to another counselor and maybe they just don't specialize in this, call them. I'm telling you, they're amazing. They will help you.
Call them all one day while we're on.
Yes, I want to get them on. We need someone of these.
I should call them and talk to them while we're on.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing is when I called, I said exactly what my issue was right off the bat. I said, this happened. It happened years ago. I'm kind of angry. And like, I don't know if I'm helping her. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. But I know damn well I'm not helping her because I'm basically saying I don't want to hear it. And that's what I did. And I think I've changed good enough. I always knew how disgusting this stuff was. But to deal with it, and you got to listen. You better listen. You got to listen. It's the only way I think you got a little better.
Yeah.
Was by the listening.
Still to this day, I make you listen.
Oh, still to this day. You still say the same things you used to say.
Mm-hmm.
I know. I hear it.
I say them over and over.
Yeah, and now I actually get in the conversation with you. So
I know, like people like Brian that irritate them, but it's hard not to talk about it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And I understand. That's why I understand the irritate. I get it.
Yeah.
But you can fix it. If you want to.
Yeah.
You certainly can fix it.
You just don't-
What's the number? Here we go. Hold on. I'll put the number up. There it is. You don't need the 716. 433-6714. That's the number.
Make sure you guys, like, if you don't want to go to, also too, I like that you don't have to get up and drive somewhere. You can call, because not everybody is a bad person.
Right.
Not everybody is in this county is all in with the bad. You know what I mean? There are good people out there that will truly help you.
The YWCA is incredible. Yeah. What they did for sexual assault survivors has been incredible. And it's invaluable.
I wouldn't send another survivor or the loved one of a survivor there if I didn't honestly think you were going to get the best, because
Oh, we watched. I
it's
saw
so
what happened.
hard to go through telling your story over and over again to people who aren't helping you.
There truly are people out there that in this city and county that do help, that do
Yes.
want to help. Unfortunately,
Mhm.
maybe not all of them are the best, but there are still those good ones there that still want to do
What's for
their work and help. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, these people are, honest to God, the YWCA, they're angels. I can't say enough about them.
All right, let's go on to, and this is some 888-373-7888, human trafficking hotline. Oh,
Yes, human trafficking. If you think you know of somebody doing this to a person, a child, whatever, you call that number, because you don't have to worry about if what you know or you think you know is right or wrong. They're not going to look into you or anything. What they're going to do is take what you gave them and they're just going to look into it and hopefully see if it's true. But it's totally anonymous. You don't have to say your name, nothing, but you could also help save somebody who's being trafficked. If you think you see somebody that looks like they don't belong with somebody, or you just feel like something's off, call this number, because I can tell you right now, human trafficking right now in our area too, in Niagara Falls, Niagara County, Erie County, is huge. And a lot of the times it's done by people in suits and ties.
Right.
But if you think you know something, please call this number, please.
thank you for that. And let's go to one last thing I want to bring up. And of course, this is 988. It's a suicide crisis hotline and crisis hotline. If you're in crisis, you're suicidal, and you have and you're 988, just call
Yes,
it. You know, I don't even. I hope that. I hope you could do that. Please call 988. Because it's easy. They're not going to judge you. I know from reading about it. They're anonymous. They're not going to call your employer. They're not going to call the
Right.
police. They're not going to call anybody. Your family.
I think all these numbers are all confidential.
Yes, they
Yeah.
are all
Mhm.
confidential.
Which helps, because a lot of the times people don't want people to know this stuff about them or tell anybody, and that's the thing about these numbers. It's all
Yeah.
confidential. And I do know somebody who had to call that number, the
Did you?
988, yep, and not long ago, and it helps them. It saved a life. They did. Whatever they said to them helped talk them down.
Yeah.
Those people are volunteers. Can you imagine?
Yeah.
All right. What else do we got here? There's something else I was going to bring up before we go. Oh, real quick, just some other stuff. YouTube, Friends Media Network. Check it out. That's where all of our shows are now. If you feel like on YouTube, we're there. We have Goal Getters there. We have Falls Count Anywhere there. Robin, Restaino Live, and this show. So please check it out. Our new Friends Media Network, which was developed by Chris DiCarlo and Tina DiCarlo's son, Christopher.
He did a very good
Yeah,
job.
he did a great
Yeah.
job.
He really did.
Yeah, you'll see at the end of the show too. He put out a nice thing if you're watching on YouTube, which is really cool. He did great.
Yeah.
Now, is this live on YouTube as well, or is it going
Not live.
afterwards?
It'll go on around. It'll be on by around 9 o'clock tonight once I upload it, and then and Christopher's there right away.
Yeah.
And he's doing a great job. Like us on Facebook too, please. Right here,
Yes.
right at Citizens United. Like us, share us, all that stuff. Also, don't forget we have T-shirts.
Yeah.
If you would like to, yeah, there's the Citizens United T-shirt.
Show my old-
Get a hold of. Oh God.
I'm gonna get one soon.
Yeah, get a hold of Noelle, myself, Robin, anybody. We can love to,
Yeah, people
spread the
who wear
word.
these to court. Scott,
Yeah,
our friend Scott, so I wore these right to the courtroom one day. Love it.
yeah, and let's then spread the word. We need, because you know what, we're trying to keep this going, and it's never going to end.
Right, we're never going to shut up about any
No.
type of sexual assault.
But sometimes,
Just books and
Yeah.
paper. But guess what? We know something. We know something, and we ain't forget.
Oh, Christopher is watching.
Oh, awesome. Good.
Thank you,
great,
Christopher.
great job.
Sorry.
But I know, like, the T-shirts can help us to get bigger and better.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
and right now we just do what we do, and we'll never stop it. Okay? Just please think about it. It's only $20. Great T-shirts. We got other ones coming. Falls Count Anywhere. It has their new logo out
Yes.
there. Goal Getters. Any one of the shows. Robin's show. If you want it, please help us. It's only $20.
Also, guys, what do you think? This is just a suggestion. What do you guys think? You can tell us, and then on the message board later. My mother and my sister. If you know my sister's house, she's a psychic medium. She does readings. She's booked until next year, anyways. But my mother has the same gift. She does the same exact thing as my sister does. What do you guys think about maybe having her come on and raise money for something, for some charity, whatever, and have her do some readings for you guys? Pull the cards out, readings, whatever.
That'd be so.
Yeah,
That'd be
so many people want to
unbelievable.
get it done. It's
I know.
Yeah, you guys have had one.
Oh my God,
Robin
she
did,
was
yeah.
spot on.
I've never done it. What the hell was that?
That was that was ice.
Oh my god!
I know,
I thought we were
you
under
got-
fire for a minute. I was like, oh no! I mean, we are in a secluded, like, you know, I feel like we're in a bucket. Yeah. So anyhow, nice that he was. Thank you, Christopher. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. And you know, there'll be more.
Yeah.
We'll be back next Monday. And if there's ever breaking news, we might just jump in anytime. Watch for Noelle's page too, which it usually ends up on
Yeah.
Citizens United. So
Well, it's like switch over to Citizens
Noelle
United.
had some incredible stuff that you need to see throughout the week because we're not on, but she goes on and just check it out.
Never know what I'm gonna say.
Chose me by accident. All right, let's get out of here. We will be back next week. Take care.
Thank you for watching. If you liked our video, then click the like button below and the subscribe button to be notified when a new video is uploaded. Here are some of our other videos. Remember to leave a comment below.